All right, feel really good about this win. Got a lot of respect for this Northwestern team, and I think their ability to kind of make you grind it on the offensive end. You know, I think we had a little bit of an opening there in the second half, and I think that gave our guys some life. And I think they probably missed shots that they're going to make at their place in a couple weeks. So we're going to have to be certainly even more on point here when we play them in a week and a half or so. But pleased with our guys' approach, really from start to finish. And we'll get back in the gym tomorrow.
When they make you grind the way that you just said they did, but you had how many assists and how many field goals? Did you
18 and 8.
Okay, you seem to really distribute the ball maybe a little bit better than you have recently. Is that something that you can hopefully build on? Is that an example of what this offense should look more like?
Yeah, they're well. Listen, I think the whole turnover thing that we've just discussed ad nauseum for obvious reasons. It's some teams defend differently. Some teams really create turnovers with their defense. They don't as much. They do other things to affect you in terms of their positioning. Although they really did pressure us tonight more than maybe we anticipated, which is why we tried to back cut them some. But I thought our guys were just a little more conscientious. And listen, I've talked about it. They would tell you that's the number one thing I've talked about really since the first 2 weeks of the season. So as you can tell, it's obviously fallen on deaf ears. But I'm pleased with how they're tonight, what their approach was, and their mindset in that area.
I don't know, just looking at some numbers of theirs, it didn't seem like they brought that hard double in the post often this year. I don't know how caught off guard you are by that, but did you feel like Caleb's passing and your guys cutting sort of took them out of that? And then it seemed like maybe it was Caleb's best passing game?
Yes. I thought Caleb was really good the whole night on both ends. I really did. I thought Caleb was assertive. We have worked with him, again, from the beginning of the year about passing out of double teams because it's a hard thing for a guy to get when you're having another 6'9", 6'10" long guy coming at you. It can be really difficult. So his decision-making needs to be a little bit quicker. It was tonight. I thought our guys did a better job cutting tonight. And then it did, I think, take them a little bit out of that. We knew they were going to do that. I'm sure they knew we were going to pull strap. There's not many secrets this time of year.
And I asked you this yesterday, and maybe it was just sort of flow of the game, but it did not seem like there was a ton of you guys pushing the ball. It seemed like a lot of what you got was mostly half-court stuff.
I thought we got some post-ups in transition.
I was going to ask if you said you don't want to pull that back. I was just wondering if you did do that at all.
I'm not gonna. I'm not going to tell our guys on a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2 to back it out. I mean, I will never do that. We got to find a way to finish plays better. And when you have an advantage, we've got to convert better. I understand we don't have the best right now. We're not finishing great at the rim, but I still want us to play with pace, Phil. And but I do think we can utilize maybe some early post-ups better than what we have, and we're actually getting there. We got there tonight with some early post-ups. It was important.
Regarding the assist-to-turnover ratio, it was 12-1 in the second half. Was there any drastic changes made at halftime? What prompted the ball movement in the second half in particular?
We ran a few different things in the second half than the first half, but that really that's the players. They deserve the credit for that. I just thought they made better decisions, with the exception of the one pick six. I thought they made just really good decisions with the ball. I just think they, a couple times when they could have forced it and they didn't force it. We did try to run a few different things that might create a little bit more movement, but I just think our players made really good decisions.
He also started Justin in the second half. What prompted that? And he played very well. What prompted that move?
I'd been thinking about potentially even starting him this game, and I just felt like he was really engaged, honestly, in the bench in the first half. I just felt like he was really engaged. And when you're a coach and you see a guy who hasn't played a whole lot and he's engaged in the game, what he's telling you is, hey, I'm fully invested in what we're doing right now. And when it's February, you want dudes that are fully invested in what you're doing. You want guys that are fully invested in the growth of the team. And that's what you're looking for. And if you're not fully invested, then I'm probably not going to give you a nod there. And he is, and that's why he got the nod, and he responded well.
Chris, when you go through a first half like tonight, what wins out for a coach? The pride in that defensive effort, or concern that you're not scoring the ball as well as you might like on the other end?
We'll give their defense credit. We're by no means an offensive juggernaut, but I think give their defense some credit. I liked the quality of our shot. Again, that's coming back, the quality of our shot. I know, as coaches and probably media members as well, right? We like to kind of pull out the negative things. Coaches do that too. A guy once told me when I got into coaching, they don't write about the planes that land. Those are wise words, right? Depressing words, but wise words. And I think somebody in here might have had us losing to Penn State. Might have printed us losing to Penn State before we actually won that game. By the way, I believe a couple weeks ago. But the bottom line is we're gonna address the things that we got to make some constructive areas of improvement. We're going to continue to do that, but we're also going to talk about the things we did well and try to get better in those areas.
So if we were going to write about that and the way you played defensively tonight, what made it so effective? I know that's a huge part of your program and every single night, but it seemed like, I don't know if the intensity was there.
Our defense?
Yeah, there was a lot more energy taking charges and things like
that. Yeah, I thought we had guys have really, Dwayne gave us a lift tonight in that area. I thought we had better attention to detail in some areas and scouting that was really important. But listen, look at our defensive numbers. We've had a lot of consistent. We're probably where we are right now because of our team defense, honestly. That has kept us in games and given us a chance this season. You look at our defensive numbers from beginning to end. And we certainly have had some moments where we've not been great. And like a team like Maryland, who's got scoring all over the place, is a real problem in terms of trying to figure out how to guard. But our defense has been pretty consistent. Tonight it was good. I do think, honestly, Northwestern, they run such good stuff. They miss some shots that I think they'll normally make. So we probably got lucky in some areas.
Speaking of positives, Kyle, there was a stretch there where he just kind of did Kyle things, couple of offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Whatever. Just, I know you've been back a handful of games now, but what boost has he given you guys coming off the bench and just having him?
He's been great. He's been great. He's not been able to practice, so his conditioning is affected. I can't play him as much as I'd like to be able to play him right now because he gets tired. You can only get so much conditioning on the bike. He didn't practice yesterday, and I understand why. He would probably be inserted in our starting lineup. That would probably be the guy. We would slide Dre like we started the season, but he can't do it right now with his leg.
Do you think, with what you just said about when guys are invested on the bench, it might lead to playing time? Do you think you're going to have a bunch of guys invested on the bench next game out?
Well, I'm not. It's not an indictment on anybody else. I didn't intend it like that. Hear me say that. I just think that I just noticed him in the first half, and I noticed him in practice yesterday, and that was really just a specific example of me noticing Justin and saying, hey, let's see if he's ready to go. And it was a double take when I told him he was going in. He kind of looked at me like, I think he said now, and I said, yeah, to start the half. So it was good to see him respond and give us a little bit of life.
And I'm trying to phrase this the right way because you guys have a million things right in front of you this season, obviously. Mm-hmm. But obviously you have a young team also.
Yeah.
And there's a big picture here also.
Mm-hmm.
what are you looking for, sort of what you said about Justin, with all these guys, about, you know what, we had some bumps here, but
Yeah.
you're gonna be at Ohio State for a long time.
Yeah.
This season's really important, but so are the seasons ahead. What are you sort of looking for in guys being invested, because there's something after this? You
Yeah.
wanna win every game you play the rest of this year. But then there's something next year, and maybe all the little things you do now during a rough patch here or there, well, that's gonna pay off some point. What are you looking for from guys, especially the guys, so many of them are gonna be back for the next year or two or three?
Guys that understand that and do have a perspective that's important. Now, I think as a coach, like you're saying, you have to give that to them. You know, like last week when I met with most of our guys individually, I had those conversations about, hey, right now it feels like you're screwing up in every drill and every practice. And if you allow that to defeat you and prevent you from having a good practice, then you're not understanding what it takes to be a good player when you're a sophomore or a junior. I'm coaching you, we're coaching you because we really believe in what you can be right now. And you are screwing up a lot. That's fine. We all screw up. So it's a lot of those conversations. I've not collectively talked with our group about anything beyond this group, this team right now. But those conversations have come up individually.
CJ coming off the ankle injury, kind of dealing with that, and obviously the shoulder. How is he coming out of that, and what did you see from him tonight dealing with a couple of things physically?
Well, I thought he gave us good life. He's got to play smarter with his fouls. You know, he's got to play smarter with his fouls. You know, I think he competes. Man, that kid competes. I love that about him. But he's got to play smarter with his fouls.
As far as playing smarter, there were a couple of times Keyshawn, like he turned the ball over and he was the first guy on the floor to
Yeah.
get after it. For just like a hustle standpoint, I know maybe his production hasn't been where it was expected at times, but where is he from just being dialed in and being?
Yeah, I've been pleased with Keyshawn. Like anybody, he's had some ups and downs, but I've been really pleased with Keyshawn for the bulk of the season. He's in a great league at a high level league. This is the best league in the country, top to bottom. But I thought he really led tonight. He brought a little bit of an edge to us tonight that I appreciated.
You were talking about defense, you brought up Dwayne, and then defense is exactly what we wanted to work on earlier this season.
Yeah. Well, all throughout the season, yeah.
Where is he in his development, especially on that side of the ball?
I think it comes and goes. You know, he got exposed the other day in the second half guarding some guys at Michigan State on screening actions. And we told him, hey, listen, this could happen again. You got to be better in this area. Watch film with him. Dwayne was really good for us tonight. Really good. And when you think about the games that we've won here of late, like he's come in and given us really quality minutes at Indiana. Home versus Penn State, we do not win versus Penn State without Dwayne making some critical threes. So we just got to keep getting him better. He's got to keep having the right approach. I thought he was really good, and defensively he was really solid. But, you know, let's see how it is tomorrow in practice.
Kind of see something similar to just a couple weeks ago, but is that fifth spot kind of open season? I mean, put Justin out there today, and Kyle would probably be the starter if he was completely healthy. So is it open season for that fifth spot?
You could say that for sure. Yeah, you could say that. I'm kind of searching, and Key would rather come off the bench, Keyshawn. So that kind of, I'm not going to put him back in. I think he likes seeing the game for a little bit. So yeah, that's probably a good way of putting it.
Is that, I guess, a pro or a con that in February it's still kind of that way where you're still looking for that fifth guy?
I'm sure most coaches would probably like to have that solidified. You know, I think because of our injuries, and particularly to Kyle and in some areas, and our youth, I still think our rotation in general is a little bit fluid, more fluid than any team I've coached probably this time of year. But that's fine. We'll manage it. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.